Good evening and welcome to a special episode of Bahrain Today. The Kingdom of Bahrain celebrates and encourages health and fitness through its annual host of Sports Day across the GCC countries in the second week of February, where communities and governments host a variety of sports activities and health segments to participants from all over the country. Let's watch this for more. They say football is a language that the whole world speaks, and Bahrain's women's national football team speaks it best. The team was established in 2007 with the support of Al-Sheikha Hissa Al Khalifa and the Bahraini Football Association as a starting point to show the whole world what a group of talented and passionate Bahraini young women can do. Let's watch this report for more.
Ambitious, focused, and determined are the qualities that made Bahrain's women football team stand out among the Arab Gulf. While being ranked the 83rd by FIFA World Ranking, the team is also taking over in futsal as they won first place in their latest championship in Kuwait and are preparing fiercely for their next. The girls already laid their mark in history and are on the right path for a promising future.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We started our training January 1st, and we are the champion of the last tournament. Inshallah, we can be the champions in this tournament if we fight for our title. By March, my team will be stronger and we can do it, inshallah.
We're the Bahrain Women's National Futsal Team. We're a recently formed team to compete in national futsal competitions. We have the GCC Gulf Cup coming up. It's against all the Gulf nations. So far we have Kuwait and Oman and Iraq and a few others as well that have confirmed. We are very much excited, and the girls have been training hard and are aiming to achieve gold, because we always want to come in and compete with the best.
With us here in the studio is Bahrain's women national football team players. Hello, Sheikh Abdullah and Dina Abdulrahman. Hello and welcome to Bahrain Today.
Hi.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm really honored to meet you. I always love to meet, passionate women doing what they love. But I want to start with asking, the Bahrain national football team for women started back in 2007. What's the story behind it?
Okay, actually it started before that, but in an amateur way. We used to play in schools and we wanted something more formal. So my sister, Hissa bint Khalid, she went and approached the General Organization for Sports. They were the sporting authority at the time, still in her school uniform, asking them to actually form a team. So to their credit, they supported us along with the Bahrain Football Association. They just wanted to know, are you prepared to do this? And we proved it through coming to practices, dedicating our time. And it led up to 2007 when we competed in our first FIFA officiated match and managed to get an international ranking.
Amazing. And did you guys face any obstacles in the beginning that you overcame and learned through, experience?
I think the obstacles is worldwide. It happens everywhere where there's time management, there's general acceptance or not acceptance, hesitance to begin with. But alhamdulillah, we managed to overcome those obstacles together and as a team. And now we're a very good place for women's football in Bahrain.
Great. Adina, we were just talking off air about how more girls are into playing football. How do you feel when you see that being, a professional player in the national team?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Hopefully young girls of today can see that there is progression and an opportunity to do something in football. And hopefully we're role models to show them that if they have a passion for it, there's something to lead to, and the national team has come a very long way. I've fortunately been involved in it for the last 10 years, and we've just played in many local and international tournaments, gained such good experiences. We're one big family, and hopefully we've got a good generation of young girls now coming through the ranks that can basically take over from us, and the world's their oyster. They can
and take Bahrain's name internationally, just like you guys are doing. I'm sure they're going to be following your footsteps, and you started this and created this base for girls to go and play football and do what they love. Sheikh Adwa, tell me more about the competitions that you guys participate in. You told me that you guys converted from playing outdoor to futsal. How is this happening?
Okay, we played outdoor football and we competed regionally in West Asian Championships. We managed to place always in the podium in these competitions. And when the upcoming competition came up to be futsal, we converted to indoor football. And it's a completely different game. So we needed to dedicate our time and we needed to reformat our way of playing just so we can meet the standard. And we managed to get the GCC gold in the recent Arab Women's Games in Kuwait.
This is the medal.
This is the medal
you guys have. Wow, that's amazing.
So alhamdulillah, it's been going well and we aim hopefully to do better and better.
I'm sure you will. I was gonna just ask you about the recent competitions you guys had. How did it feel, winning the gold medal?
Yeah, I think to be honest, it was we've been on such a great journey, and it was kind of like the highlight of it because so many of us have been together for a long time. As Dua said, we've been placing on the podium, but we've never managed to get a gold. So this tournament was really bittersweet for us because we've been working so hard and dedicating our time and energy to hopefully being successful, and then to actually get the gold and get that recognition of all the hard work we put in was just a brilliant experience.
Amazing. And it's amazing to see that you guys marked the year of gold for the Bahrain national team and had this gold medal to represent Bahrain. What's next for the team?
We have an upcoming competition, which is the Gulf Cup in Kuwait in March. And we've been training for that. Again, it's a futsal competition. This time we're even more dedicated and people expect us to do well. And we're taking on that challenge and hopefully trying to achieve our best.
I'm sure. How can we follow you guys? How can we make sure that we can follow your matches, follow your progress and what you guys are doing? Because you've got a fan right here now.
Brilliant. Yeah, we've got an Instagram and Facebook page that you can follow.
Yes.
So hopefully, people will get more into it. Our young girls just did really well as well. They came second in their recent tournament, the under 18. So I think it's an exciting time for girls and women's football in Bahrain. So the more people that can follow it, then hopefully, one day.
And this is the reason why I'm asking about where we can follow you. It's great to spread stories of success, stories of doing what you believe in and what you like. And I personally believe that what you guys are doing is amazing and inspiring for all the girls and all the women. Do you have any messages that you'd like to send for any young girls who are watching us?
Just to believe in themselves and to not give up. It might be hard at first, but they should persevere and they should go for it. And they have the support. If they look for it, they will find support. And if they're into football, please do come over. Whether you're 14 or 16 or you're well onto your journey, there is a place for you. And do keep on doing what you love. The most important thing is to be passionate about it.
Absolutely.
So keep that passion going.
Absolutely. Is it too late for someone who's 30?
Of course not, no.
Do you have any message that you'd like to
send? Just basically following on from that, we've been fortunate enough that our passion was football and we've, been on a fantastic journey with it, and we hope that we can inspire youngsters that they can continue
Absolutely.
to do that. And there's so many opportunities out there now for females in sport in general. So if you have a passion and you love any sport, just get yourself involved as much as you can. Work hard.
Commit, yes.
There's going to be ups and downs, but just enjoy every moment and see where it takes you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Sheikh Abdullah. Dina, thank you so much. We
Thank you
wish
for
you all the
having us.
best.
Thank you
And
very
hopefully
much.
we'll see you in your next match.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
That was very inspiring, girls. I hope that you pursue and follow your dreams. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Basketball is a beautiful game when the 5 players on the court play with one heartbeat. Jude Sports Academy is a basketball academy who trains young boys and girls from 4 years to 16 years old at Ibn Khaldun National School. Let's watch the following report for more.
Come on, guys, come on, come on. Hop, 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 spin, dribble, take it. Amazing, man. Well done, well done. Hop, Dania, hop, spin, dribble, take a shot. Well done.
Today with us in the studios, the founder of Jude Sports Academy, Mr. Zahara Benet. Hello and welcome to Bahrain Today.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm good. And
How do you feel about the Sports Day of Bahrain?
Oh, I can't wait. Every single year we do that, yeah.
You're excited for
Yeah,
it.
of course, definitely.
So in the beginning, can you tell us more about the academy and why did you decide to start an academy?
The academy, now we're going to be celebrating the 2nd anniversary of the
Okay.
academy. It was a passion from the beginning. I love basketball, I play basketball. And 2 years ago, I had a junior girls team in my school. I teach at IKNS. And we won the league.
Wow.
And all the parents were encouraging me just like to do a basketball academy for the girls and for the boys in the school. So here where it come from, and as I said, it's a passion, and I love this game.
Great. And how many students do you have with you now in the academy?
Actually, I have 2 academies. One academy at IKNS, and the second academy location is at RCSI.
Okay.
So it's a total between going up and down between 60 and 100.
Great. And I'm sure you're following some unique methods in training, and that's why the parents were encouraging you
Yes.
to start your own academy. What training methods do you adopt as a coach?
Basically, I'm a teacher. So, and every person, like if he is in love in any type of sports, he have his own methods and philosophy. So the philosophy of a teacher, it's completely different than the philosophy of a coach.
Yes.
Actually, different methods I'm using. The most important thing is the method of teamwork.
Okay.
My coaches, they are like really highly qualified as teachers, and I'm insisting to have coaches and teachers at the same time.
Great.
So we're following the NBA training methods for junior NBA trainings, plus the experiences of our coaches that I have. And actually, I'm not sure, but like I'm so proud of what we are doing since day one till now. We have the curriculum from session number 1 till now. All sessions and lesson plans are written, and all the coaches, they come to the academy knowing what they are doing. They are not inventing or trying to do something. So the lesson plans are ready according to their age groups
Great.
on different levels.
So how do you find it? I was reading the age group, so you teach from 4 years old and going to older ages. How does it feel to train at young ages at this level?
Actually, as a father, and I love kids, So I know how my kids think and play, and I know their limits. And as a teacher, I got my experience since I graduated since 2004, and I was teaching before that too.
Yes.
So, but in the academy, we work as in a rotation way. I have 8 coaches with 2 administrators. So the coaches, they go around all age groups, and the lesson plans are planned to be for each
And are you
age
strict
group.
with them?
Definitely.
You have to be.
Definitely.
They need to learn the rules and everything
Definitely,
from a very young
definitely,
age to
definitely.
stick to your plan.
That's the new one of the new methods that I'm implementing in my academy. Is it's like well known in our world here. We go to play. Now I'm trying to change it anyway. We are going to learn and educate ourselves, and the parents will educate their kids after knowing the programs.
Absolutely. And what differentiates your academy from your other counterparts?
Actually, I can't say it differentiate. Each person he have his own strengths
Technique, yeah.
and techniques. It's in our academy actually we have special trainings. First of all, the session the time of the session is 1 hour and a half.
Okay.
So what we will do, what we usually do, the first 30 minutes we do strengthening and conditioning, which that's the major thing in sports. So we are implementing this type of mentality in our students themselves, that the first 30 minutes we do strengthening conditioning. These strengthening conditioning according to the session itself. Because in basketball, as you know, we have dribbling, shooting, passing, offense and defense. So every session we try as much as we can to do the strengthening conditioning sports skills related. Which means if we have today dribbling, so basically all the fitness training is related to dribbling and so on.
I think I'll only pass dribbling, nothing more.
Okay, so the second half of the session, it's the skill itself. We do drills, skills related, as I said. We'll continue with dribbling, what you excel. Okay, so the skills, they're gonna be in the new ways and techniques of teaching. Basically, I'm also an IB teacher, International Baccalaureate teacher, teaching an MYP level. So we are doing that in circuit trainings. So I don't recommend that much keeping students waiting in line and the old-fashioned training. So they are all engaged.
Yes.
And lately we are doing something called mini fun basketball. So it's like attracting the student as much as you can to play basketball in a fun way, giving hidden messages to teach them. And they will explore it by themselves throughout the session itself.
Yeah, I think that's the best kind of training.
Yes, and the last session, the last part of the session, it's another 30 minutes. They play a game. The game is definitely monitored by the teacher, by the coach, it's himself. At the same time, he will be giving also the messages like regarding the fouls and rules and regulations, and the students, they will learn that with time, because as you know, you can't give them a bulk amount of knowledge. They will forget it, but with time they will excel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always great when participants are involved, especially when they come to their own conclusions and they understand the lesson by themselves instead of feeding them the techniques and lessons. And is it easy for you as a coach to train someone who does not, let's say, have the skill but wants to learn the game? Or would you certainly need to have some sort of skill to get into basketball?
That's a very good question, because that's what we are offering in the academy itself. Because as you know, most of the people, they love football, which I love too. Okay, but you have some students that they are not able to play or they don't like this type of games, especially the invasion games. We're talking about basketball, about football, about handball. In our academy, the most important thing is we group them according to their skill level.
Okay.
If it's not about the age, it's about the skill. So the student himself, he's not gonna feel himself that like she,
yes.
yeah, because like it's a mixed boys and girls, that he is way behind.
Yes.
So we try all the time to keep them in this range that they are comfortable, and we treat them like a family.
Yes.
I don't treat them like a
So
coach.
they can feel comfortable and tell you how they feel.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And at the end of each session, actually, from a teacher's perspective, we line them up, and every single time I call for the feedback from them. So positive feedback every single time. And sometimes also we go into nutritional advices.
Of course.
Yes,
That's
so
great.
they give me nutritional advices. What's the difference between proteins, and what's the difference also between, like, let's say, mashed potato, grilled potato.
Yeah, it's nice to see that they are getting educated not only in sports but in other fields as well.
Yes.
And they're getting to know each other as a team. They become a family at the end of the day. What are the major achievements for the academy?
The major achievement from our side is trying to highlight what we are doing to the parents.
Great.
Because parents are they are playing
They
the
play a big
major
part,
role.
yes.
So this major role, even in sports, they changed even the PE class name. Now lately the PE class name is PHE, which is Physical and Health Education. So when you implement this in the parents, and the parents they care about what the kids are doing, here where the change come from.
Yes.
Okay, so the parents, they will be, I don't accept saying, like, I'm forcing my son to go to play.
Yeah.
I want to hook him as a coach.
Absolutely.
You know, in order to love this game.
Of course.
Regarding the skills that you're talking about, definitely if you have any type of game, even it's on your phone or like you play it.
It's practice.
If you don't know the skills itself, you're not gonna enjoy it.
Yes.
So that's what we try to
Build on.
to build up through the skill level.
Great.
So regarding the skill level, he's not going to feel himself, or she's not going to feel herself that like she's way behind. So, and the competition between them, it will be like, close.
Yes.
So they don't feel this type of
Absolutely.
feeling. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Coach, for being here with us. I wish
Thank
you, the
you.
Academy, the students, all the best.
Thank you. I appreciate you
Thank you
having
so
us
much.
here. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for that.
Viewers, we'll be right back for more segments. They say, always assume that your opponent is going to be bigger, stronger, and faster than you. So do you learn to rely on technique, timing, and leverage rather than brute strength? Let's take a look at this report to see the techniques that Nejad Al-Ghasaibi, the professional jiu-jitsu practitioner, uses to win his fights.
Jiu-jitsu is a learned skill or practice. It may take a student more than 20 years to mature and perfect his skills. It also emphasizes using the attacker's own force against him to throw him off balance, then immobilizing him. However, the Bahraini Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, Nejad Al-Ghasaibi, used every conceivable technique to win his fights, one after another, whether by blocking, joint locking, or throws and sweeps, as well as grappling. Nejad strongly made his way up twice to the winner stage in the Jiu-Jitsu World Championships after overcoming many experienced international opponents. Nejad ambitiously made history in the jiu-jitsu world and gained a lifetime experience, but the silver and gold medals he earned is what's making us all proud.
Welcome back. With us here in the studio is Nejad Al-Ghasaibi, a professional jiu-jitsu practitioner. Hello and welcome to Bahrain Today.
Hello, thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
It's always nice to see these medals. I hope one day I could earn a medal. We talked about
sure.
it being, it needs a lot of commitment and hard work.
Sure.
Jude, can you tell us your story with Jiu-Jitsu?
Sure. For me, I think it started basically about 6 or 7 years ago. I've always been a fan of martial arts. Ever since I was a child, I enjoyed watching Bruce Lee movies and Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and I had these martial arts idols. So I was always very interested in this kind of field. I trained a little bit when I was younger. I trained karate and kickboxing. But I had a long phase where I sort of, after I graduated and started working, was in a corporate environment and kind of got into an unhealthy lifestyle, let's say, just fast food and sort of sitting on the couch and watching TV and not being very active.
Yeah.
And it's a common trap I think people fall into.
Absolutely.
So I decided to make a change, and I decided to do that by rekindling my passion for martial arts. So I started training in kickboxing, and the gym where I train actually at the time was a lot smaller. Now it's actually a very big facility. At the time it was 2 small training halls next to each other. One side was kickboxing and the other side was Jiu-Jitsu. So there was a little divider in between.
Yes.
And so I would train kickboxing and I would see the Jiu-Jitsu going on the other side, and I was very curious. So I decided to give it a try, and I fell in love with it.
I guess martial arts, one activity takes you to the other and to the other, because you want to learn the techniques behind each sport.
If you want to be a well-rounded martial artist, absolutely, you have to be open to all kinds of styles and techniques. And,
definitely.
And for me, once I tried Jiu-Jitsu, as I say, I fell in love with it.
You found your calling.
I found my calling, yes. I focused on it and committed myself to it very much.
Great. So Jiu-Jitsu is a Japanese martial arts, correct me if I'm wrong.
In its origin, yes.
Can you tell us more about it? When did it start? How did it originate? What does it mean?
Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu, I'm not sure what the exact translation is, but it's a Japanese martial art in its origin. It's derived from Judo, I believe. It's an offshoot of Judo. And it's basically emphasizes using leverage and technique over brute strength. You're not trying to power out of situations or trying to just overcome someone with your strength. So this actually was taught to somebody, a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, went to Brazil and actually introduced it to a Brazilian person there by the name of Carlos Gracie. And then basically he taught it to his brother, and his brother was actually a smaller guy, quite slim, not very tall, not very strong. And he took this martial art that especially the aspects that emphasize the leverage and technique, and he evolved it into something spectacular in terms of just how effective it can be to overcome someone that's actually bigger than you or stronger than you or better conditioned than you, through sheer just better understanding of technique and leverage. And this is why often now it's referred to as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So it's a transition from Japan to Brazil, and it stayed within this family for maybe 50, 60 years until his grandchildren then spread it into the world, and it kind of grew from there. And it's just, I think now still one of the fastest growing martial arts, if not the fastest growing martial arts.
Absolutely.
I think for me, having experienced personally how effective it is. Was hugely beneficial.
Absolutely.
And that was how the transition happened. And now there's been an explosion in the last few years. So
definitely, we can see that on all social media platforms.
Yeah.
People are into learning more about sports, martial arts in specific. Does martial arts really help you to control your emotions, control your actions, and does it help you to think calmer?
It certainly does that. Yeah. I think in order to progress in martial arts in general, and specifically in Jiu-Jitsu, you have to be very disciplined. You have to be very consistent, very disciplined. Jiu-Jitsu in particular is very hard because every time you fight, the idea is to force your opponent into submission. So when you do that, you have to tap or verbally say that you give up. So when someone does that to you, it's a blow to your ego. You can't acknowledge that you've lost the fight and you're the winner.
Yeah.
And in a life and death situation, it essentially means that, okay, I've not survived. This is it. This was the end. So to have that happen over and over again is a very humbling experience. And that's something that helps, I think, develop character. And it weeds out also people that are uncomfortable in the situation and don't want to be there. So people that practice jiu-jitsu over a long time tend to be people that are very well balanced, very disciplined, very humble.
Yes.
I think as well as having those traits naturally, it helps you develop them further, I think.
Absolutely. Can you explain to us the belts and the system when it comes to jiu-jitsu?
Sure. You have, as in all martial arts, you start off with your white belt, and then you have 4 colored belts. So you have the blue, purple, brown, and black. You start off with your white belt, and it takes about a year or so to get your blue belt.
Wow.
Which is quite a long time. We have a stripe system. So essentially, you have to earn 4 stripes on every belt until you qualify for the next belt.
That's why they're
that's
4.
why it's exactly. There's not so many belts.
Yes.
And unlike other martial arts, it really takes a long time to get to the black belt level in that sense. So once you get the blue belt, then it's maybe another 2 years until you get the purple, another 2 years till brown, and then 2, maybe even longer.
So each belt has its own stages and its own obstacles to come through.
It does, yes. Yeah. But more than anything else, it's just consistency. It's just being consistent and committing to it. Yeah.
Definitely. And can you tell us about your latest competitions and awards?
Sure. The most recent one was the JJIF World Championship in Abu Dhabi, and I competed in the Masters division, and was able to win the silver medal. Which is an achievement I'm very proud of. It's a very high level of competition.
Of course.
Prior to that, I won gold in the UAE Jiu-Jitsu Federation World Championship in April, also in Abu Dhabi.
Amazing.
That was again one of the achievements that I'm most proud of.
Milestone too.
It is a massive milestone. It was a massive one. Because I've competed for that tournament, I competed, and that was the 5th year in a row. So the first year I showed up and lost my first fight, and then the second year the same again. Third year, won the first couple of fights, got to the semi-final, and then I lost.
Okay.
The year after that, the same thing happened. Got to the semi-final and then lost. So it was basically just try and try. If you don't succeed at first, keep trying. Like that's ultimately what was the kind of path I had to follow.
Absolutely.
I'm massively.
So you've been busy for the last year.
Yes, there've been a lot of tournaments. Yes.
Great.
In terms of the schedule, that was a lot of
and we're proud of these achievements.
Thank
but I
you
do
very
wonder, how do you prepare for these championships?
Well, preparation. There's no kind of phase where you ever stop training. We're very consistent with training generally, and like in the national team.
No off.
Not really. We take short breaks here and there, but typically, I train 5 days a week. Throughout the year most of the time. But obviously, leading up to a tournament, things get a little bit more intense. So we'll have sort of a dedicated training camp. So we do maybe 4 or 5 weeks beforehand. The training gets a little bit more intense. I start to work on sort of my conditioning as well. My cardio has to improve, try to work on my strength, do like weight training. And then of course the dieting, because I compete at a certain weight class. I compete at 77 kilograms, and I usually walk around 82, 83, 85. So I have to lose between 6 to 8 kilograms. So and that's not easy to do either. So you have to be very disciplined with the diets leading up to it. So it's a combination of factors, and it's hard work, but in the end, it's very satisfying when it pays off.
Of course, I'm sure. Just having these medals, just a reminder of all the hard work and commitment you've put into the sport you love most.
Sure.
What's next for you?
Well, luckily there's no shortage of challenges ahead. There were those 2 World Championships last year, and the same ones are coming up again this year. And what's nice in Jiu-Jitsu, you can also compete at your specific belt level. So even if you're a beginner and you compete at white belt, then you can the following year compete at blue belt and at purple belt. So there's competition at every stage of your development. So
great.
For me, I won the World Championship at purple belt level, which was last year. And that was actually how I earned my brown belt, was that as part of that achievement. So now my plan is to become world champion at brown belt level. So
I'm
it's
sure you will.
that next step higher. So I hope so. I'll work very hard, and that's the plan.
I'm sure you will. Thank you so much for being here with us, and I wish you all the best.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Viewers, I hope that you were inspired. We'll be right back for more. that is all for this evening. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode that's filled with athletic activities in celebration of the annual Sports Day. If you'd like to be with us on the show or you have suggestions or questions for us, then contact us on our accounts shown on the screen. Goodbye and have a healthy lifestyle.